I really do feel like one of the biggest achievements personally for me has been this sort of emancipation from that feeling of shame, and to be able to understand, even talk to my own parents who mercifully were, very accepting of me, but I keep saying this about this film about the accidental cruelty of our families. And through love, we say things that are brutalizing, insulting sometimes, and hurtful, and make members of our family feel unseen. But what I remember saying to my own parents is, you have to forgive yourself in some ways for any kind of negative feelings that you may have had before we had this conversation. Because when we were growing up, the media fed with a great ferocity a feeling of distrust and suspicion and fear-mongering and outright prejudice. It was absolutely accepted. So of course a parent is going to be suspicious and perhaps prejudiced if that's been constantly fed to them, and that still continues today in other various forms of sexuality and gender identity. And so it's very important, but I think what happens for young people is that they attempt to explain themselves. I'm still the same person, and actually at that moment what I think is perhaps more necessary for the parents to be the one who's saying, who's doing the comforting. And I think what happens so much is that the person who's at their most vulnerable is the person that's doing the consoling and comforting. I think that's there so much in the screenplay and in the film, that so much of the queer experience actually isn't about all-out embracing or sort of toxic positivity, or nor is it about a kind of full rejection. It's somewhere in between. I really believe that that's an experience for a lot of not just queer families, but families in general. There's a murky territory, and that's love, and that's to get through that is a real sign of the power of love.